So what was your experience like with the agency? Like, was it smooth, or would you have preferred you did it yourself?
When they applied, the USIS rejected my petition, I-140, and in 4 days it was approved.
Oh, wow. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Success, and with me here I have a guest. Her name is Tina. I'm going to let her introduce herself while we go on. Hi, Tina. Welcome to my channel.
All right, thank you so much. It's a pleasure anyway. My name, as she said, is Mariantina. You won't find me with that, but it's okay. I'm a USRN, originally from Kenya, and I do practice as a med-surg nurse in the United States of America, this being my third year. I also run a YouTube channel that I'm passionate about, that I guide international nurses and just give them information on the USRN journey and what to expect before, during, and after the process. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Tina. Thank you so much for honoring my invitation. First of all, guys, it took us a long time to be able to come up with a time. Anyway,
It's
finally
really
we're
good.
here. So the major reason I brought Tina is because she's one of those that came with agency, and she knows very much about this USRM process. So I want her to like go through how she did it and what it takes to work with an agency on today's section. So if you're interested, please stay tuned. So my first question for you, Tina, is how was your experience with agency, and what qualification did you come with? Like, some people think they have to have a bachelor's degree first. Like, is that a criteria?
Not really, not with all agencies. So every agency is unique to the requirements that they have. But most agencies work with diploma nurses, which is mostly known as associate's degree in the US. So
Yeah.
once you have your diploma in nursing, you apply with the agency. As I said, some agency require strictly bachelor's, but most of the agencies require just diploma or the associate in nursing.
So what was your experience like with the agency? Like, was it smooth, or would you have preferred you did it yourself?
So, well, first and foremost, my process was a little bit rough and smooth at the same time. I heard about the USRN Journey in 2016 or late
Oh,
2015, 2016. It
okay.
was through a middleman or an agent person, and he was the one who took us through the NCLEX process until I start my NCLEX. So technically, I paid for everything with him. I used to send him money through somebody, and then he would pay for those. Yes, it's crazy. And you would pay for those services. And then he was like a guide in between, but I would pay my money from my pocket. And according to him, that was the money that required. And actually, there's nothing that we paid him according to him. But looking at it right now, one thing is for sure, I would appreciate him for taking me through the process. Without him, I had no idea. So he guided me to that. But along the way, he failed me or he failed us. So once we did the NCLEX through him, he didn't have the capability to offer us employment in the United States of America.
Yeah, yeah.
So he sold us out or he transferred us to another agency. So
Oh,
when he transferred us to this agency, remember you have a commitment with the agency, then you have a commitment with him also. So you
mm-hmm.
kind of have two commitments. So with the agencies, like you're going to work under them, and
Mm-hmm.
then with this guy, you're supposed to work with the agency, and if you don't complete your contract or something happens, you're supposed to pay him. So you are tied to two people, which at that time really we were so desperate, or let me say I was so desperate, or I was just so excited. Let me not say
Yeah.
desperate. I was so excited by the idea that, I'm coming to work in the US, and then you could do the money that you're going to be paid and kind of convert it to the currency, which is
Yeah,
Kenyan
yeah,
shillings, and you're like, damn, I'm going to be paid a lot of money. So
yeah.
I wasn't taking into account everything that was happening. I was more concentrated on how much I'm going to make and how much my life is going to change and what have you. So after he did, I signed the contract. It took me some time to sign the contract, but because everybody we were with in the group signed the contract, I was like, okay, let me just go ahead and do it.
Mhm.
So after signing the contract, now I've passed the NCLEX, I did the IELTS on my own. Now they were supposed to file the I-140, which is the visa, the EB3 visa for employment based. When they applied, the USIS rejected my petition or their petitioning for me. They rejected it. And I asked them, okay, now why did they reject it? Because I need to know why they rejected it. And now what is the way forward from here? And that is where things just took a different turn of events because the agency wasn't forthcoming with the information of what
Mhm.
happened. And then when I was now contacting this guy that was the middle person, like, now, what do you want us to do from here? What is the way forward? He wasn't also not forthcoming with the information. So I was left with nothing. So I kind of just zoned out and put a pause with everything and said, like, you know what, I'm just gonna concentrate on my life right now.
Yeah.
Then if this comes to be, then
Yeah.
it be, because I passed NCLEX in 2017 of May. So they applied probably in, I don't know, but they applied somewhere after November of 2017, and then it got denied, and now it was waiting. And then a friend of mine, I really talk and I really know people. So I think a friend called me and told me, oh, you're still waiting for this agency to file for you? Do you know there are so many agencies out there that you can work with? And she recommended Kennedy Healthcare. And for some reason, Kennedy Healthcare wanted to bring me to North Dakota, where I am right now. But at that time, I didn't want to come to North Dakota. I don't know
Wow.
why. For some reason, I was like, no, I don't want to go to North Dakota. And that's where I came across Interstar.
Mm.
So around um, December of 2018, I applied with Interstar. Either December or before December. And the thing with the Interstaff, my personal experience when I was still in Kenya with the Interstaff was A class. They were very responsive in their communication, extremely responsive. When they sent me, when I applied with them, now I was a little bit more, had more information. So I could ask them, okay, what does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? And because I'd waited also for so long, I didn't go deeply into the contract. They tried explaining it, but looking at it right now, there's some things that I felt I could
Yeah.
have asked and got more clarification on when it came to that contract. So I applied with them in late 2018, I believe, and actually they applied for my I-140, and in 4 days it was approved.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that one, I think it was in 4 days because they did the expedited one. So
Yeah.
it was like I was even surprised. They told me, and one time I was coming from work and I see their email, congratulations, you've been approved. And I go
Wow.
like, that is what took one
Yeah.
agency 6 months, and
Mhm.
now you guys are telling me I've been approved. So my experience with Interstaff was fairly good until there's some places where you find you're not getting the information. When I got to the US, kinda, I don't know if they were still an upcoming agency. There's some places I feel they would have done better, but
Yeah.
overall, I'll give them a 7, a solid 7. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Wow. So was there any like integration process when you came in with them? More like trying to put you through the US process, or were you thrown into the unit just like that? Because that's what most people are also scared of.
Somehow I feel I was thrown into the United States integration process, or because when I got to the United States, I landed in Arizona on the 29th. Yeah. And then the deployment agent or the deployment lady only had 2 days with me. 2 days is not enough for
Mhm.
everything. 2 days is not enough because she had to take me. We slept that day because I came in late.
Yeah.
So we slept and then woke up the next day. We have to get an apartment. We have to go to the nursing board for my endorsement. We have to, once you get an apartment, you need to set up your utilities. You have to make sure you have electricity and all that. You have to go shopping. It was just, it was not enough. It was not enough. I remember I woke up on after 2 days, took an Uber, went to Social Security office to apply Social Security by myself. Yes. So it wasn't enough. You
Yeah.
need to do meet and greet. And then I was by myself because I relocated by myself. So you can imagine you're new in a country and
Yeah.
you have to do all this by yourself. And you're like, I almost went back to Africa actually. I almost packed. If not
I
for
can
COVID,
imagine. Yeah.
as I say, COVID was a blessing in disguise. If not for COVID, I think I was so ready because I had money to just book a flight and go home. But
Oh,
yeah, I hope they're doing a better job right now because when you leave,
yeah.
you give them reviews and you tell them this is the place I feel like you would have done better. So that is a place I don't know how they're doing it right now, but that is a place I feel they can still do better.
Yeah. So in
Yeah.
2 days, you got an apartment, you bought groceries, everything in 2 days.
With her, yes. So
Yeah.
the
Okay.
apartment, she had sent me a list of, so they give you the zip code of your hospital where you're
Yeah.
coming. And then now through that zip code, they send you houses around that area.
Okay.
And then when you're still back home, you kind of, look through it and you start the conversation with the apartment administration. And when you come here, so it's so easy. So you just tell them we've been talking about this apartment and I'm glad because my apartment administration was so, how they say, they were so nice. They didn't require social security they didn't require a
Right.
credit
Yeah.
score. They didn't do background or everything. So they only required the employment letter and how much I'm going to earn, where I'm going to
Mhm.
work. And that was it. So I kind of went in today and tomorrow they gave me the apartment keys.
Oh, that's
So
good.
yeah. So then the next day, before the previous day, we went for shopping. Mattress, name it, bed frame, you name it. Yeah, it was 2 days
Yeah.
technically. It was 2 days. Actually, it was 1.5 because she
I
left at
know, right?
midday. So
Yeah. It was hard for me though when I came to get an apartment. They requested social security number, like most
mhm.
of the apartments I was like looking out for. So I had to get a guarantor to sign. That's because I know someone here. So I can only imagine how it is for someone who doesn't know anyone here. So yeah,
Yeah,
agencies need to
it
do
is rough. It is not easy. But at least I'm glad they made sure I had a roof under my head. They
yeah,
made sure I have the bed. They made sure I had something to eat. Yeah, they did the bare minimum and left.
right.
Yeah.
So how about the hospital? How long was like the orientation period?
Actually, my hospital manager, actually, I usually tell people it's not the hospital, it's the manager that you find. I really found a very nice manager, very nice lady, and the orientation was good. I had a 3 months of orientation. Both where I had to go for simulation in a lab that hospital have, and then we had to do floor orientation for 3 months. And if you are not sure you wanna, ready to be on your own, they added you time. So when it comes to my orientation, it was so good. And even the lady manager that I got, that lady was just amazing. God bless her heart. She made my hospital transition easy.
Easy. Wow.
Yeah.
Did you notice so much difference from Kenya? Like, I know we don't really talk about the practice, but like, was it hard or it was just easy to transition because of the good orientation?
Um, when it comes to nursing in the US and nursing in Africa or where I was from, one
Yeah.
thing I would say like nursing is universal. The only things that differ are culture because the way I perceive privacy is probably not the same way another person might perceive privacy. So that cultural difference, and then equipment and facilities, that is what differs. The way you give IM injection in
Oh,
Africa is the same way you give injection here. The
yeah.
same way you do an IV push is the same way. The only thing with America, it's a first world country. It's not developing. They have state of art equipment and facilities. So that can really be challenging with someone if you're not open minded and ready to learn on something you've not seen, like a wound vac. I came to see a wound vac in the United States of America. I
Yeah.
won't pretend that I know how to operate it. No,
Yeah.
I'll just go ahead and ask, how do I operate a wound vac? So that is one thing. But again, another thing that took me by storm is the way we administer opioids here. At first, I was like, whoa, whoa, that's, so
Yeah.
it's different in terms of culture. It's different in terms of facilities. It's different in the way of doing things,
Yeah.
protocols, policies, but nursing care is just universal.
Right.
You just have to be open minded. If you don't know how to do something, ask.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the policy, because right now I'm doing travel nursing. The policies are so different. Whatever I used to do in Arizona is probably so different with whatever they're doing here. It's because their policies. Some things that I'll do probably a two nurse procedure in one hospital might not be a two nurse procedure in another hospital. Some hospital you have to verify when you're giving the insulin correction dose
Yeah.
with another nurse, while some hospital you don't have to. So that is one thing that somebody should just be open to learn and open to adjust to every environment, because they'll always be different.
Yeah. I know
Yeah.
travel nursing was not part of our agenda, but most people when they come to US, that's what they want to do. Like people already have it in their mind that I want to be a travel nurse as a profession. So
And this is
how
where and that
yeah.
is where I have a problem with some of my YouTubers, and that
Yeah.
is where I have problem with some of the nurses who are already here, because they don't tell people the truth.
Exactly.
They sugarcoat it. They just don't tell people the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And at times when I try tell a nurse that is coming here the truth, they feel like I'm feeling that they won't make it, but yet you've made it. That kind of thing
Yeah.
is what I get. And I tell people, yes, travel nursing is paying. Travel nursing is there. Anybody can do travel nursing, but you're very new. You're still in Africa. You've not even landed in the United States.
Yeah.
You've not even gone to an hospital in the United States
Mm-hmm.
and really evaluate yourself and see how you are at. You can't come and be in the United States for 3 months and start traveling. If you did that, I salute you. You are one of the best, because you are adjusting culturally. You are
Yeah.
adjusting socially. You are adjusting work. You're
Well, yeah,
like,
it's a
a lot
yeah.
is going on.
Mm-hmm.
If you have kids, you have to stabilize them and get them to school. Who
Yeah.
tells you that you are going to take 3 months to start traveling nursing? Whoever is telling somebody that, they're lying. Secondly, you really need to adjust to the healthcare system in the United States for you to start travel nursing.
Mm-hmm.
Because with travel nursing, what happens is you go to an hospital, like my current assignment, you're given 1 day orientation. That's it. They just need to tell you where you're going to get your supplies. You're going to do this. And for example, chatting system in the US is not like
Uh-huh.
chatting system back home.
Yeah.
So those are the things you have to learn, and it won't take you 3 months. Whoever told you to take you 3 months lied to you. Come to the US. I usually tell people, take 1 year, hone your clinical skills in the US, then start traveling.
Yeah.
That's it. And one thing people should know, with travel agency, you lose everything. You don't have any
Benefit.
insurance,
Yeah.
health insurance. You have to look it by yourself. You don't have any how is it called? Retirement benefits. Like,
401k.
you
Yeah.
don't have all these benefits that staff nurses does. You don't
Yeah.
have anybody who cover you, like in case you have any malpractice against you. Like, it's so much. Come sit here, do your research, even if you want to throw yourself to travel nursing. So again, I tell people, whatever makes you happy. If coming here being 3 months makes you happy, and going to travel nursing, so be it. But realistically, be realistic with yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about the charting system? I know some people use Senna, like, and Epic. So still
Mhm.
want the orientation to charting system during travel nursing.
So when I came in, they gave me, because I did renew my, I came, did one assignment, and then left, and then came back. So when I came in, they only gave me 2 days orientation. Nobody is going to teach how to chat in this chatting system. It's upon you to ask them, where do I get my orders? Where do I see my results? Where do I see my
Yeah.
doctor's notes? And where do I see my MAR?
Yeah.
Because those are the most important, at least for me, to know what's going on. And then with time, you will learn. I did chatting through Sana in Arizona for the 3 years that I was in Arizona. Then I only had 2 days to learn Epic to see my
Yeah.
patients.
I use Senna now. I heard Epic is easier though. That's why I was asking.
It is good.
Okay.
It is good. The fact that I've done Sana and I'm doing Epic,
Yeah.
Epic is the
Yeah.
it's good. It's
Okay.
easier than Sana.
That's
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So guys, you've heard it. Like all of you that have been asking me when am I doing travel nursing. I've not even started working up more than a year. So you need to actually get your skills at hand. Like she said, it's just a day or two orientation and hospitals are
Mhm.
different. So you calm down with the travel nursing thing. Like you're good, it's not running away. Travel
Yep.
nursing has been there since the 18s, 19s, 2000. So it's not going anywhere. You will get
And I
there.
and I tell people the shortage in is nothing is just started. Like
Yeah.
it is always going to be there. And nursing, as I say, even travel nursing has its pitfalls and its highs. So you
Right.
have to be ready to throw yourself there and be ready to go because you are there to bridge a need. They have a need. They don't have somebody to train that is going to be with them. You're going
Yeah,
to be with them for 3 months or for 4 weeks or for 8 weeks. They don't have 1 month to train you. They
exactly.
really don't. Yeah.
Yeah, and whatever you're doing, protect your license as well, because it's you, it's your license. Once you lose it, that's it. And they are strict about these things. People sue people. Yeah.
Yep. If
So,
you love yourself,
yeah.
yeah.